It's an epidemic. So, and we need your engagement, as my colleague said. So I'm glad to hear that the drug distributors acted in recent years to reform the policies and tighten controls on the distribution of opioid painkillers. But I'm surprised to hear, well, why did it take so long? And in Florida was awash in pain. I represent the state of Florida, the Tampa Bay area, as you know, and the Tampa Bay area in particular, but this whole state of Florida was awash in pain pills back in 2010, and it's taken significant efforts by law enforcement and Florida lawmakers, the local lawmakers, to battle the prescription drug epidemic in recent years. On the part of the distributors, I'm concerned that you may not be on the same page. For instance, Mr. Barrett, Cardinal was the subject of a DEA administration action in Florida several times over the years. The DEA took enforcement action against Cardinal's Lakeland, Florida distribution center in 2007 for failure to maintain effective controls against the diversion of hydrocodone, and again for similar allegations involving oxycodone in 2012. In court documents involving the 2012 action, the company made an interesting point. Cardinal said between 2009 and 2012, it stopped distributing controlled substances to 149 Florida pharmacies. But the company noted that 113 of those Florida pharmacies still had DEA registrations as of 2012. That means even though Cardinal had cut off pharmacies it suspected of drug diversion, other drug distributors were still doing business with them. I understand the committee's investigation turned up numerous examples in West Virginia of one distributor dropping a pharmacy due to diversion concerns, only for another distributor to immediately start doing business with the pharmacy. I mean, that's very concerning. Again, so for all the witnesses, starting over here, I'd like all your companies to address two questions, please. First, when your company is considering bringing on a new pharmacy as a customer, do you verify whether that particular pharmacy was cut off from another distributor for suspected diversion? Please begin. Sorry.
Congressman, I don't think we can know for sure, actually. We don't have access to that information that another company has necessarily cut off a pharmacy. We may, but there's nothing in the mechanics of the regulatory process that makes that happen.
All right, next, please.
We asked them whether or not why they are coming to us and whether or not they were with another distributor and why they left that distributor.
And you take their word for it?
We do as much due diligence investigation as we possibly can, but it's unfortunately a trade.
Next, please.
It's difficult for us to get accurate information on that.
Next, please.
In my experience at H.D. Smith, that was something that we sought from the customer, an explanation if they were leaving another wholesaler, but no, we didn't talk to the other wholesaler about it.
Next.
I agree with the previous comments. That information would be very helpful, Congressman.
Okay, next question. And second, what safeguards do you have in place to ensure your company is not bringing on a bad actor as a customer after they were dropped by one of your competitors? Let's start again from you.
So Congressman, given the observation I made earlier, which was you don't know for certain, we try to take in this Know Your Customer program of ours any information that will help us dictate the nature of that pharmacy, who it serves, what its customers are, and whether or not there are any red flags.
So what safeguards do you have?
I'm sorry?
What safeguards do you have in place? Any particular safeguards? Name a few safeguards.
So as I mentioned today, we have either not taken on or shut off 1,000 pharmacies over these last 7 or 8 years. So we literally put in place systems that say if they won't qualify, they don't get products from us.
You have any kind of a process that you go through?
Yes, a very rigorous process, sir.
All right, we'll go next because I don't have a lot of time. Next, sir, please.
We ask for drug utilization reviews from every new customer.
All right, Next, please.
We certainly first will check with the regulatory agencies, the DEA and the state boards of pharmacy, make sure the licensing is all done. That would be a baseline check. So certainly if there was a problem that was reported to the DEA and the DEA reported it to us or a state pharmacy board, that would be end of the decision relative to that pharmacy.
Do you do that as well, sir?
We had a due diligence process that included all the elements, I think, that you've heard of from the other wholesalers.
Okay, yes, please.
If we did bring on a new customer, we would have extensive monitoring requirements and look at, you know, in our suspicious order program, we'd be looking at what is the content of the orders that we receive from that pharmacy.
Would you also, for the first two, would you also check with the regulatory agencies as well?
Yes, we can't onboard a pharmacy without the proper authorization from the regulatory agencies.
That's a common practice for you as well?
It's a standard practice.
Okay, standard practice.
And standard.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman yields back.